I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to view the high school play. But I have to say that Mark Weaver, I think, has just done an outstanding job of taking that program to a level that's not been seen before. So well done, Mark. Okay, Lieutenant Lopez, Jim, you have is on the schedule here, but I don't see Jim Lopez. Well, he gets clothing hours. Okay. Hails and farewells. Oh, you got any? I'm sure we do.
So I'm pleased to announce that Natasha Treble has joined Human Resource Development back in November. She's our Human Resource Administrative Assistant. Those of y'all thought she's still working in IT, she's no longer there. She's in HR, so things IT's in, Sam, otherwise,
Our engineer has 4. Jerry Wallace is our new mechanic. 6 years back. Vicki Riazzi is a new custodian. Kathy Sassett is a returning custodian. And Darren Simmons started this morning. He's the new supply clerk.
No, we have others. Sam, I know you have some. This is your first time here, isn't it?
I believe this he was introduced last time, just in case Christopher Mark knows this is where the designation is going on.
Anybody else? Okay, I know we had some people leaving from ROTC, MSD, but I don't know who they are, so I'm reluctant to announce them. Okay. Length of service pins. As I announced your name, would you please come up and get your pin? Incredible. At 5-year point, Jay Knight. Dylan Stevens. Angela Hunt. Judy Eli. Stacy Henderson. Anastasia Bolger. And Lauren Dean. Lauren. I'm sure you've been in longer than that. Did they count in your previous?
I don't know, that's what I'm wondering. It should be longer.
10 years, Tommy Holsey. Years, would you believe it? Relation Stevens. One of the things that allows us to succeed, and then I'll talk about success a little bit, is the fact that we focus on customer service. Our customers are our students, and if the students don't feel that they are welcome here, if they don't feel that people are taking care of them, they won't come, or if they're here, they will leave. The fact that we are taking care of them, I think, is evidenced very well by the fact that we have a number of people here who are going to receive customer service awards. And Jeffrey, I'd ask you to be the first presenter.
Sir, I nominated Maria Collins for a Customer Service Award. Maria works long hours with few thank yous, correcting budgets, vouchering invoices, and otherwise cleaning up the permanent financial records for GMC behind those of us making mistakes in all departments. Her efforts are unknown to most employees at GMC, but vital to maintaining our financial records and the excellent results we have come to expect on audits. Recently, on top of all the difficult work required to create the fiscal year 13 budget, Maria made hundreds of changes to the fiscal year 12 budget. She also ensured that the budget adjustments were all zero-sum actions. All increases had to be offset by an equal decrease somewhere else in that department. This is tedious and difficult work of the type that many people are not equipped to perform. Maria accomplished her actions quickly and with a pleasant smile for anyone interrupting her. She deserves a thank you from all of us at GMC who create problems that she must correct.
Here.
We nominated Linda Martin. Linda is our discipline secretary, does great work there, but she often helps with campus police. Linda, come on up. And this past time, our dispatcher, who does the primary work with campus police as far as ID cards and room cards and making sure everyone's in the right room, was got sick, and so she had to do all of that by herself. But that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Barbara, who does all the housing, if you can imagine putting 250 teenagers in the right room and putting them where they're supposed to be, she was got sick as well. So she did both of those things for us. And it would have been chaos without her great work, and she did what she did.
Susan Isaac.
Scarlett Erb nominated Joy Hughes for a Customer Service Award, and I'm just going to read what she wrote. She put, Ms. Hughes is always so eager and prompt to help faculty and or students. In addition, Joy performs all requests with a smile and humor. I always leave her office laughing and feeling content, happy, and loved. Joy's positive attitude is an asset for GMC in Milledgeville.
Glenn Phillips.
I nominated Whitney Brown for the Customer Service Award, which has been managing the evening operations of the library for the last year and a half. Whitney has done an exceptional job with making the library a welcome and pleasant place for both cadets and also our community college students. She's also expanded our ethics film program for the evening into a very popular activity that students really enjoy coming to. The whole place of Portville is much more welcoming and pleasant thanks to Whitney's efforts in our community.
Jill Robbins.
Okay, first of all, I have been so excited to give this person this award. I think that any of us can appreciate when somebody in another department makes our job easier, and that's exactly what Sally Price did for me. Where is Sally? I'm not going to make you stand up. Just raise your hand where are you? Oh, there you go. No, you can sit down. Anyway. Open enrollment is an extremely busy time for the Human Resources Office for many reasons, and there's people who have questions about their plans, general insurance questions, basic enrollment guidance. and it's a time that our office fully embraces and prepares for. However, I was not prepared for Sally Price to do such an amazing job by taking her department's enrollments upon her shoulders. The process for enrolling is something that most employees are familiar with, and some of you have blocked it out. It's a two-part process with each of our state vendors requiring 2 separate logins, so of course you have 2 separate passwords. With Georgia Breeze, if you forget your password, you have to sit on the phone with them. You have to provide the login that you've basically already said that you've forgotten. And then when you finally get through to somebody, they mail you your new password to your house. So welcome to the 21st century. It's cumbersome to complete your enrollment, to say the least. However, Sally Price made this an unbelievably easy process for Human Resources to help her group of employees. The engineering office, their employees are busy making the inside of our buildings beautiful and the outside beautiful as well, and they do not have the ability to sit at a desk or be on the phone during the day. Sally made a checklist and sat with each of her employees and got their passwords either verified through the computer or she sat on the phone with them. And then once their password was mailed to their house, she made sure they then came to her again, showed them the piece of paper, and then they came to our enrollment sessions in the computer lab and they were totally prepared. Now, Human Resources, we're hoping that everybody comes with a smile and leaves with a smile. And that was exactly what it made it look like Human Resources did when actually Sally did all of the work. It's not like there are 5 employees in the engineering department either. There are lots. She did an amazing job streamlining this process, and through voice over phone, you can see who's calling you in our test. Here's Sally again. She was calling when open enrollment was over to say, I have a great idea how we can make this better for next year. That is absolutely what I consider to be above and beyond, and you are a doll, and I can't wait for open enrollment with you again next year. And I appreciate you so much, and so it is just an honor to give you this award.
This is me.
I nominated kind of a group of people, so let me kind of just read off names first. I nominated Terry Hall, Linda Lawrence, Amy Zipper, Judy Eli, Mary Lou Couch, Laurel Tucker, and Jeannie Zipper for Customer Service Awards. All of these ladies, registration period is crazy, as anybody who works in Registrar Business Office Financial Aid can tell you. And we had a lot of students going back and forth at, in classes trying to get them back in. But these women kind of went above and beyond, I thought, to help these students. And I'll just kind of run through these scenarios with you a little bit. Terry, this has to be one of my favorite ones. She happened to be talking to a cadet at lunch about his graduation plans, when she discovered through their conversation that he had enrolled himself in the wrong class. He had really good intentions. He wanted to be a chemistry major, signed up for chemistry, and forgot to sign up for that one last class that he needed in order to graduate that quarter. So she contacted me. We went through his whole records and everything, and Amy Zipper helped us out and took him late into the class and helped catch him up on the work that he had missed, just to make sure that he had that one class that he needed in order to graduate. The next one was with Linda Lawrence, and she, being the diligent teacher she is, discovered a student in her LSS class that she was pretty sure probably shouldn't be there. And she had a conversation with him, and they talked, and she got me involved, and Laurel involved, and Judy Eli involved. She got a whole group of us kind of came together and realized that the student had accidentally been misplaced. He was one of those admissions and registrar can tell you, we have this either-or criteria that sometimes Datatel just does not pick up on. And it got missed in his case, but we were able to get him out of that class, and then Linda volunteered to do an independent study to get him into an English class to help him out to make sure he could carry a full load, especially as a cadet in state care. The last one was with Mary Lou Couch, where she discovered that a student had been registered for a course that she'd already taken, that you know how that happens, But again, Mary Lou and Jeannie worked together with Judy Eli, who volunteered to do an independent study to help that student out in the case that they had. So I just thought that was really great that all these people came together to really, help these students in a time of need. And in all three cases, those kids needed a full load to be able to stay cadets, to be able to stay at the school. So it was, something they didn't have to do, but they did, and I really appreciated it. Thank you.
Okay, John.
I nominated our own employee and parent, Barbara Brundage, who, along with Carolina Biological, donated 25 lab aprons to our 9th grade biology class. Seems that the height of our lab tables in the lab in Ussery Hall happened to be the same height that would oftentimes scratch the belt buckle, which caused some of the kids problems during the daily morning formation process. Barbara took it upon herself to help solve the problem by contacting Carolina Biological to secure these lab aprons, which not only helped in the overall safety of the lab, but also helped to solve the belt buckle issue. I put in this note, hats off to Barbara for being such a great team player and such a wonderful parent. Barbara's here. I'd like to present her with an award.
That's it, right?
Sir?
I had one more listed here. That's for Augusta. Okay. Well, we've got this person was nominated by a number of people. And so I will take the time to read it rather than having each of them. Pat Beer writes, in addition to being an outstanding educator, Amy Zipper to share her time and talents with students outside of the classroom. She advises the drama club, a time-intensive task. She always has a sunny disposition and makes the lives of those around her bright. At every cadet social meeting, she has a critical thinking bent that helps engage the new cadet. She epitomizes the ideal teacher both in and out of the classroom. Leslie Bash writes, the Zipper has greatly enhanced the ZMC student experience through student engagement via her vast and profound contributions to student activities. She created and currently advises the following: Drama Club, Art Club, Creative Critical Thinking Club, and the Reflections publication, more than any other advisor. She is constantly exposing the students in her many clubs to a lot of new cultural experiences, trips, subscriptions, and publications, varied activities, and by building relationships with other colleges and universities. Her budget is always submitted first and perfectly for all the clubs. Through the years, she stays within the limits of all the budgets, almost to a penny. She has helped other club advisors with things like budgets, planning trips, and activities. She is a great example for ethics, hard work, initiative, and interpersonal skills for our students and learners. She works very hard to ensure cadet participation. The club activities are always a huge hit with the students. She does all of the above, teaches a larger than normal schedule, and always remains very accessible and personable to all our students. Like Holmes writes, Georgia Military College is blessed to have so many outstanding employees. Georgia Military College employees are dedicated to their jobs and to the success of our students. So it's a difficult task to choose only one outstanding employee. Who could we recognize as employee of the quarter that would receive nods of approval and applause from the many other well-deserved employees? I think that person is Professor Amy Zipper. To start with, Amy is a very friendly and caring individual, not only for her students, but for all who come in contact with her. Amy is known for being an outstanding and caring teacher. She goes above and beyond the call of duty to do so much more for our students and for GNC. The cadet socials at the beginning of each term used to be a period of awkward and stiff social interactions. Then Amy, with the help of some of her colleagues, brought in creative challenges in which the cadets would compete. these new resident students, many away from home for the first time, are able to have a much friendlier and engaging experience in their first days at GMC. Amy and some of her colleagues have also provided similar creative challenges as student orientation. Imagine the kind of impact that has on a student who is getting his or her first exposure to GMC. Over the holiday break, Amy took a group of drama students to New York City. Experiences like this add so much to the value of a college education. I got all sorts of responses back as a result of that initiative. Student activities and reaction to a report can be found on YouTube. The GMC Creative Thinking Club, advised by Amy, recently had a contest whereby teams of 4 competed against one another to complete a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle before the other teams. If you see students, faculty, and staff on a campus late on Friday afternoon or the weekend look around, you'll probably see Amy leading the coaching. She also serves as the editor for Reflections and Ethos. These 2 publications contain amazing student work, and if you haven't had the opportunity to review those publications, they're published annually and are, I think, excellent reflections of what can be accomplished by our students at this college. Speaking of amazing student work, Amy's group of students in the drama club put on productions that are not to be missed. Any students getting involved in these clubs are activities that fully engage. These are students who volunteer. These are the students who stay at GMC. These are the students who thrive and are successful. Amy is a person who is recognized for being a part of the success of our students. I agree. It is an honor well deserved. Okay. What's going on at the school? Well, we had the ROTC dining in the other night, and we had a handful of, I think we had 3 faculty there, and a large number of staff, and I thank you for being there. Your presence makes a difference to the cadets at an event that they stage, they put on, they control, and your presence there was deeply appreciated. Thank you for being there, those who attended. Putting together the budget for fiscal year 13, our budget for fiscal year 12 looks very good right now. I would expect that we're going to end the year in a very positive fashion. Next year, right now, could be a little bit tighter. And that, as you might guess, depends on how well we do in enrollments. And that gets back to this issue that we discussed earlier regarding customer service. One of the reasons that we're successful at all of our campuses is because of the students recognizing that the people who are at the campuses care about them. You'd be astonished at the stories that I get from various students across the institution about how much customer service means to them, and what it meant to why they stayed here, and what it means to how they portray GMC to other students. And as you probably know, students recruit students. It doesn't mean that our other efforts in terms of advertising are not fruitful. They are fruitful. But quite frankly, the best advertisements that we have are the students that we have, students who are satisfied, happy with the treatment that they're receiving at the Georgia Military College. And for that, we have a lot to be thankful. We have a lot to be thankful for each of those people who've received the Customer Service Award. And over time, basically everybody here deserves a Customer Service Award. Just because you don't get recognized does not mean that you aren't appreciated for your efforts. The fact of the matter is that your efforts are noted, and the fact that our enrollments continue to rise as a result of increased enrollments. We're able to have salary increases, we're able to buy technology and a lot of other improvements to the institution. So I'm very grateful for what it is that you're doing. But for fiscal year 13, it looks like we're going to have some more outlays than I had anticipated. It looks like we're going to be acquiring some additional faculty to the tune of probably close to $300,000 change. We're looking at increasing some athletic complexes, which is going to be fairly expensive, to the tune of perhaps $500,000. We're looking at creating a learning center for faculty, if you will, that's going to be populated by instructional people that will allow us to better professionally develop our faculty, both in the prep school and in college. So all of these initiatives are going to be costly, well over millions, but I would expect that the return on investment would be there as well. That is to say, to the degree that we open up additional recreational fields, to the degree that we have learning support systems for faculty, to the degree that we're hiring additional faculty. All of these things mean improved communications with our students. A more satisfied student, a student who's learning more, a student who's happier with what it is that we're doing at this institution, and therefore a student who's not only going to return, but a student who's going to recruit other students as well. One of the things that I'm asking each of the offices to do, though, is to look at our organization. As we become more, hesitate to use the word fluent, but as we become more fluent, I suppose more robust is a better term, there's been the concomitant initiative, I suppose, to throw money at solutions rather than looking at the organization and how we can better use the organizational assets that are present and redevelop them, realign them to gain efficiencies. It was perhaps 10 years ago, the last time I checked, our administrative costs were 50% of those of any organization in the university system. I think we're not quite at that level anymore. I think that the increase, I haven't checked, we've got for 10 years, but my suspicion is that over time we tended to throw money at solutions rather than looking at how we can become a little more cost effective in what it is that we're doing. As an example, we spent well over $1 million in getting Promethean boards. And frankly, the Promethean boards are not being used to anywhere near what their capabilities are. Really nobody's fault, I suppose. But the fact of the matter is we have this technology, we've invested in it. It's technology that can be used very effectively to get at how each student individually learns. You know, when we went to college, when we went to school, we were all seated just like you are now. And the teacher was this lead character in a one-act play called the 50-minute class. And the professor got up there and he acted out for 50 minutes what he wanted you to learn and to give back to him when they gave you a test. We don't learn that way anymore. students don't learn that way anymore. And we have to tailor our instruction to the needs of each individual student, and technology provides us the capacity to do that. But it's only if we use that technology, see? And so one of the undertakings that we're going to install here in the next fiscal year is a learning center for faculty that will allow us to learn how to use the technology that we have. Very important, because again, this gets right at the heart of attracting students, making sure that we can teach them in ways that they can learn. If I were to stand up here and provide a class on history, I would get all sorts of different results. But if I could reach each one of you individually using technology, and you learn at your own pace in a way that suits you, the results will be far more improved over what it is that we're able to do right now. That's not a blanket accusation, but what I'm saying is that we have these capabilities that we're not fully utilizing. We need to be able to do that, and I'm going to put a pot full of money against that in this next fiscal year. And over the next probably, it's going to take us 5 years, maybe longer, to get to where it is that we need to go. That's the direction that we're moving. I haven't looked at, again, at the FY13 budget, and I don't want to report on what sorts of salary increases or anything like that I'm looking at for next year. I won't be able to do that until I brief the Board of Trustees in April. So by April sometime, we should have a pretty decent idea of where it is that we're going to stand for next year. But based on the results this year, I think that we can be reasonably optimistic that we will not do any less in terms of improvements, read salary increases next year than we did this year. So I think we're going to look pretty good. Do any of you have questions or issues that you'd like to raise? I guess everybody's happy. Okay, thank you all very much.